Hey everybody, it's Joric. Welcome back. I hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. Today I want to make this video about golden visas in Portugal, and really why is because in numerous emails that I've received recently because of immigration changes that are happening, as well as what's happened in the last couple of years to the original golden visa, NHR, and whatnot. Many people blame the golden visa as being the main cog, or one of the main cogs that's caused an immigration crisis, a housing crisis. And I wanted to just show some information here to push back a little bit. Not looking to start arguments here or debates, but I just wanted to show, based upon the numbers, why I think that being upset at people that are getting the golden visa may be a little bit off base. Yes, you can argue that, well, it's wealthy, it's the 1%ers, it's those people, and in some cases it may very well be. But I wanted to go through this just so we could see realistically what the information is out there, so that you have a better idea. If you want to say, well, the golden visa is part of the problem, well, here's some reasons why that may back up your case. In my assumption and my position is golden visa hasn't done a thing to really hurt anybody. Didn't take advantage of it, wasn't our cup of tea, but there are still people that are trying to in certain areas. So let's go through it and give me your take below. Please comment, what are your thoughts on specifically the golden visa, and has that negatively impacted immigration? And then when you look at this, has this truly impacted housing prices one way or the other? So golden visa in Portugal started 2012. So one of the many things that were started in the late 2000s and early 2010s by the Portuguese government. And through 2023, the information that has been produced here, there's almost 13,000 applicants, so primary applicants of the golden visa. And then the family members, kind of like the reunification of a D7 or a D1, over 20,000, almost 20,500 family members or dependents were able to take advantage of this. So total number of permits, so this is investors and families, a little over 33,000. And what I wanted to show here is the how and why the golden visa was issued. And again, you've got over 12,000 permits for individuals. Most of them, over 90% here, went for real estate. So people look at that number and go, see, that just proved my point. All those people at the time were spending 500,000 euros in Porto, Lisbon, or the Algarve, or I believe it was 350,000 euros or more in more interior areas to find property, and see, they've exploited it. They are the reason. But I'll push back. When you have over 750,000 properties in Portugal that could be rented, could be sold, that are uninhabited right now, that are 99% of these are owned by Portuguese, I would say that that might be the bigger issue. 11,383 people buying property isn't that big of a deal, quite honestly, to me, but it may be to you, so you may disagree with that. And then you see here, capital transfer, meaning investing in a Portuguese, like a fund of some sort. A few people did, but not many. Job creation, 23, a whopping 23 golden visas were issued for this. And this is where I think the major issue is with the golden visa as it was in Portugal, and anywhere that a country has opened up their golden visa scheme. My belief, although I don't know this, is that the intentions of the Portuguese government was that it was going to job create. People were going to start businesses in Portugal, so that that number almost is flip-flopped, where job creation, there's 10 to 12,000 people that came to get people employed and start businesses and help build infrastructure in the country, as opposed to just buying a property. So that's where my belief is the government thought there'd be a lot more money coming in other areas versus just primarily real estate on the Golden Visa. So, and as you're looking through this, you're looking again, how many people spent 500,000 or more, or 350,000 or more in interior areas or a rehab project. And then also it shows here how many people made a capital transfer of €1 million or more euros, 350,000 or more. And this breaks it out pretty well. So again, I don't think that there was as much activity as the Portuguese government thought there would be for the Golden Visa as it was originally designed. And then you can see job creation. Not a lot of job creation. So this brings me up to the next point here. Because I'm American, most people on the planet don't like Americans. And if you're American and seeing this and you haven't moved to another country or haven't spent a lot of time overseas, something you're going to need to get used to, because that is the case. Just based upon our policies and some of the crazy things that we do, that's generally an issue and pervasive across the planet. So when it comes to Portugal, you will see numerous articles, and then if you type in Google Portugal Americans housing crisis or immigration, something like that, you'll see dozens of articles and blogs. We're the problem. Americans are the problem. If we didn't show up, life would be great in Portugal. But we did, so life is shit. That's basically what you see some of these posts as. But I wanted to show here because often people equate Golden Visa to Americans. And if you look at it here, I don't know that that's necessarily the case. So just breaking it out by nationality, China was often the benefactor alone. They were the country with the most amount of nationals investing in Portugal. And then Brazil, and it makes sense with the common language that there would be people from Brazil investing. The UAE, people may be surprised to see that. Turkey, South Africa, and then the others. The others could be the US, UK, Canada, and other countries that make up that other 5,082. And when you're thinking, well, it's only Americans, they have those 5,000 permits. Not so fast. When you're looking at Golden Visas issued to Americans, it's 666. And as I look at that, that's a very ominous number to have 666 attached to America. I'm sure people probably revel in and seeing that information, kind of giggle out of it. But when you're looking at this, one thing that's very interesting to note is that up until 2023, there weren't that many Americans that used the Golden Visa. So from 2012 to 2023, there were only a couple of hundred, not several thousand, as many of you believe. And there were 567. So the lion's share of Golden Visas issued to Americans were specifically in the fall of 2023, or the application process. And why was that? If you look back, Golden Visa changes, also NHR changes. So specifically, people were trying to get in. And here, yes, you could say easily there was a rush of Americans that wanted to get in and be able to invest and have the old NHR rules and the old Golden Visa rules before they changed. And guess what? Portugal put it together so it allowed them and everyone else to take advantage of it. So all of you that get upset about it, it was legal and an option for the government to use. So I wish that there'd be as much anger and frustration at the government for allowing it than the immigrants that were simply taking advantage of what was legal and open to them to do so. So it's something that when you are thinking about the Golden Visa and you want to make the case that it's the reason for a lot of things, I don't think it is. It hasn't created the housing crisis. There's many other things that would be bigger factors in that happening. And for those that want to rant about us Americans, We give you plenty of cannon fodder to do that, so I can't sit there and try to defend actions of a country or a nation, especially when it comes to foreign policies. But when it comes to the Golden Visa, not as many Americans as you think take advantage of it, and maybe you should be upset at some other nationalities that took advantage of it as it was originally intended. But just wanted to get this information out there because I think there's some myths and some misnomers about how and what goes on with the Golden Visa, and I think it's something that people have latched onto as this thing that they're really upset about. And quite honestly, I don't think there's any reason to be. It's modified now as it is. It's not going to go back to the way it was. So even less people from all over the world are going to take advantage or even want the Golden Visa. So eventually the thing's going to go away. Portugal basically made it go away when they modified it originally. And it probably, to my point earlier in the video, it probably never held up to the original intention of the Portuguese government anyway. So it's probably good that it will be ended up where it's at right now. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. If you made it this way, all the way through, please comment below. Give us your take, good, bad, or otherwise. Would love to get some comments. Thank you so much and enjoy your travels.